Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Louise Hobart begins now.
Good evening, everyone. A Tasmanian woman has endured a frightening overnight ordeal after gunshots were fired into her home. Police converging on West Launceston last night, but the alleged culprits were nowhere to be seen. Our reporter Garth Burley joins us for more now. Garth, police say this was a close call.
Yes, they do, Louise, describing the incident as distressing and disturbing, and say it's lucky the woman involved wasn't seriously injured. She was home alone at the time when bullets were fired through her home on the corner of Laura Street and Connaught Crescent at around 7:30 last night. Neighbours reported hearing 2 loud bangs. A car used in the drive-by shooting then sped away from the scene. Police have labelled it a targeted attack and is following a specific line of inquiry.
We believe that there were 2 occupants in the vehicle, one driving and one that discharged the firearm. It's a targeted incident. I would take the opportunity to reassure residents in the area and across the community more broadly.
This afternoon, police recovered a maroon car from a house in West Launceston. However, no one is yet to be charged.
All right, thank you for that, Garth Burley, reporting for us there. A 36-year-old woman remains in a critical condition in hospital with serious head injuries after exiting a moving car. Tasmania Police says it happened at about 6:30 this morning on Rookery Road at Winkley. The circumstances leading up to the incident are under investigation. Free TAFE courses and millions for more teachers will be the centrepiece of Labor's state budget reply when Parliament returns next week. The opposition today revealing it would pump an extra $22 million into TAFE over the next 4 years to hire 80 more teachers. Unions are welcoming the announcement.
There's no use going out there announcing courses if we actually don't have the staff to run the courses, and that's presently the issues which we face within TAFE itself.
We're also funding secondments for teachers to go out into industry so they can better understand the areas where they're going to be delivering skills training.
The government says it will boost tradie numbers by extending payroll tax exemptions. A post-Christmas treat is coming to Hobart with one of the first summer music events set to hit the stage. The Royal Botanical Gardens gearing up to host the Boxing Day party, bringing 8 local bands to a crowd of up to 1,000. It comes as welcome relief for those musicians after a year of cancelled gigs.
It's been pretty strange. Since gigs stopped in March, we've been quite removed from our community, I think, music community, and just being on a lineup again full of other bands, that's really special to get back together. This gig
has always been about local bands, and I guess they've all been waiting a long time, and it's been a tough year for people in the music industry.
Tickets for the event go on sale tomorrow. Authorities are warning Tasmanians to be careful on our roads with our current road death toll higher than last year. A national week of awareness kicking off today in a bid to keep Tasmanian motorists safe on the roads.
A road blocked off as emergency services swarm the scene of a road tragedy, said to take a toll on those on the front line.
For people such as our police officers that attend people's houses to let them know that our family members been injured or seriously injured or killed. It's really quite traumatic for everybody concerned.
Authorities today once again pushing the importance of driver safety following a devastating year on our roads.
29 people died on the roads last year, 32 already so far this year. And the injury toll is something people don't really focus on, and we should, because they are lives that are changed in many cases forever.
And what we've seen in that decade is that we haven't had the improvements in place in terms of the road toll and the fatalities, the casualties that we would have liked to have seen.
Wearing the signature yellow ribbons, marking the start of a national week of action.
The message here is drive so others survive. So think about who the others are. Grandparents, parents, children, your mates at work.
A special online challenge on offer for this year's Road Safety Week to test drivers' knowledge of tricky road rules.
We want people to be absolutely full bottle on their rules, because if we can deal with some of the avoidable reasons and the risk factors why cars are being crashed, we will actually save lives.
Hands-on activities and information sessions will be held during the week. Ruby Kamane, 7 Tasmania News.
He's faced bushfires, drought, snowstorms and a pandemic. Now a solo explorer has finally reached Tasmania's capital with 5 camels and his dog. John Elliott spending almost 2 years trekking across the country, raising awareness for a cause close to his heart.
One man and his camels, leading his tribe through the streets of Hobart, saying hello to locals along the way.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Long time. Yeah.
This explorer from Perth today reaching a major milestone after 19 months of trekking.
We've completed about 4,100 Ks to get through into Hobart. We started trekking from North Queensland to get through to here today. Just finished an exciting part. We just came over the Tasman Bridge today, so I think that it's got to be a first in Tasmania.
The former businessman, though travelling solo, hasn't been completely alone.
Brusky, he's a pretty good travel companion, and he definitely keeps my swag warm at night.
But the mammoth trek in Australia's elements hasn't always been a smooth ride.
Oh, well, there's been a few hurdles thrown our way. I mean, we've gone through the drought and then straight into the bushfires, straight into COVID. We've fallen off a cliff. We've been caught in snowstorms.
Cooping up in the Victorian high country during the height of the pandemic, then waiting out quarantine after recently arriving in Tasmania, one of the first to transport camels into the state. John says despite the delays, he was keen to push on, wearing his hat and raising awareness for skin cancer and melanoma.
Just reminding everyone, especially in Tasmania where you've got one of the highest UV ratings around in Australia, just to go out every year, see a specialist and get that skin check.
Meet Ted, Arthur, Bill the Bastard, Jackson and little Charlie. They joined John along his 4,000 kilometre trek across Australia, but the journey is far from over yet.
We're almost halfway, so the aim of this trek is to walk through every Australian state. So we've ticked off all the east coast and down into Tasmania, and the last 3 remaining is Northern Territory, South Australia and WA.
Ruby Kamane, 7 Tasmania News.
A Tasmanian wildlife rescuer says he's disgusted after finding a sea eagle shot and left for dead. The eagle is now recovering after surgery, but Craig Webb is offering a cash reward for answers over the incident.
It should be soaring high above the coastline, but a suspected shooting has left this sea eagle in the hands of carers.
Let's be serious about this. It's vandalism. It's a disgusting act and it's weak.
Found with a bloody hole in its wing 3 weeks ago near Dodgers Ferry, the animal has undergone surgery and is still unable to fly.
The bird's got a broken wing that looks like we've now repaired fairly well. It's still being repaired, but the bone's in a really good position.
Treating vets say the wound is consistent with a bullet fired from a rifle, while Rare, Raptor Refuge and other groups say shootings occur several times each year. Craig Webb is offering a large cash reward for information that leads to a conviction.
The type of people that shoot these birds, it's just despicable, and it's got to stop. And there's enough threats these days that they're facing with power lines, with wind farms, and to be persecuted like this, there's just no need for it.
It's hoped the eagle will make a full recovery. Sean McComish, 7 Tasmania News.
The Hobart Hurricanes' top order has collapsed against the Brisbane Heat to be thrashed by 10 wickets. Only 3 players cracked double figures as the side was skittled for just 82. In reply, the dangerous Georgia Redmayne smashed 61 not out off just 33 balls for the Heat. The Hurricanes bombing a golden chance to remove her.
Fielder in the deep, waits, and drops it. The reaction says it all.
The Hurricanes will play their next match on Tuesday.
Good evening. Time to take a look at the day's weather. 15 degrees in Hobart, 21 for Launceston, 18 in Burnie and a top of 19 in Devonport. The top temperature was 24 degrees today on King Island, 23 on Flinders, 22 degrees for St Helens. Cressy and Fingal hit 19 with 18 for Lowhead and Wynyard and 16 at Campania Grove and Bushy Park. On the charts, mid to high level cloud across the state today. Looking further out, some thunderstorm activity over parts of Victoria. Mid to high cloud covers much of the Northern Territory and northern WA. Tomorrow, a low pressure system and associated cold fronts cross Tasmania. A trough extends from Victoria to WA, with a high pressure system crossing the Bight. Northeast to northwesterly winds 10 to 20 knots, shifting west to northwesterly 20 to 30 about the north and the west early on, increasing about the north and the south later, with seas mostly around 2 to 3 metres higher in the south. There's a gale warning current for northern, lower and eastern and southern waters for westerly winds. There's a strong wind warning for remaining coastal waters and southeastern inshore areas, as well as a strong wind warning for the Central Lakes. Onto the forecast, showers and windy conditions in the south tomorrow, 22 in Hobart, 21 for Dover, 20 degrees at Ouse, 23 with showers in Launceston, 21 in Scottsdale and Devonport, 19 degrees in Burnie, Strahan and Stanley, showers throughout, with 24 degrees the top in St Helens, 23 at Swansea and a top of 22 for Ross with some showers there. And the UV is very high with a max of 9. Well, Tuesday brings showers about the west and the far south, pretty fine elsewhere. A cloudy day on Wednesday for most parts, with showers about the west extending south on Thursday, but mainly fine elsewhere. Around Australia tomorrow, 24 degrees in Perth, sunny and 21 for Adelaide. Early showers for Melbourne, 23, 33 in Sydney and Cairns, with a top of 31 for Brisbane. And it's 16 degrees at the moment in Hobart, a few clouds around Launceston, 20 and 19 in Devonport. That's all from me, Lou. Have a good week.
Lovely. Thanks, Sam, and to you. And that's all your news for this Sunday evening. Thanks as always for joining us. Kim will be with you tomorrow night. Have a lovely